All right.
Yes, sir. How you feeling?
I'm all right, man. You know, trying to get this together, man. You know, I'm new to this, man.
Hey, that's what we all about. You know what I'm saying? And now after this, you'll be running your own lives. You won't be able to get off of it.
Yeah, I know.
So
hold on, let me set this up.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I'm good, man. How you, man?
I'm blessed. Thank you, Legend, for joining me this evening.
No doubt.
We're going to get into a little history lesson, take it all the way back, give you your flowers while you're still here, and then we're going to tell the people what you're currently working on, because you definitely got a long history in the game. For everybody joining me right now, this is history lesson number 117. I'm with the legendary son of Bazerk. If you could take us all the way back to where you were born and raised.
I'm from Freeport. I've been born in Freeport, raised in Freeport, Housing Authority, Moxie Rigby Apartments, you know, located in Freeport, you know, little 2-story projects, 3-story project. You know, it wasn't much, but it was a project to us. I mean, that's like the biggest building in Freeport. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah, so, you know, large, and it's a pretty large complex too. You know what I mean? Like maybe like 2 blocks long, you know? Yeah.
What kind of obstacles did you have growing up in Freeport?
You mean obstacles? You mean like
you know, drugs, did you have to you know,
everybody, we all went through that thing there, you know what I'm saying, growing up and like seeing junkies in the hallways, stuff like that, have to step over them, you know. Tried to sell a little drugs back in the days, but I was never a drug dealer, so it never worked for me. Right. You know what I mean? This shit didn't work for me. I was like, my career for that shit was real short. You know what I mean? That shit lasted about 2 weeks or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I had a very short career when it came to that. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
That's not me. I spent a lot of time in my bedroom doing music. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of kept me off the streets. You know what I mean? Really. You know? And I blasted music in my mom's apartment. Shit, you know, I was a DJ first. Yeah. TA the DJ. I don't know if you can see my little, I do a radio show too, man.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, we're going to definitely.
You know, TA the DJ throwbacks. You can catch me on Strong Island Hip Hop Radio, you know? Dope.
We're going to let the people know all about them, where to catch you at the end of the show. Can you take us back to a day in the life of son of Bazerk as a teenager growing up in Freeport? What was a day in the life like growing up in Freeport?
Oh, man. A day in the life in Freeport, it's like, well, the hip-hop, I mean, like the hip-hop era. See, I was, like I said, I was a DJ first, doing this thing, and that's all I did. Me and Flav, it's my partner, you know what I'm saying? We grew up together. And we spent a lot of time in my room making demos and, you know, trying to make demos. We had a little Casio, you know, and, you know what I'm saying? My mom's go to work. He comes over because his mom throw him out in the morning. He got to leave the house. You know, like my mom was like, yo, as long as I was in the crib, you know, it was like no problem, you know what I'm saying? And I was staying out of trouble and shit, you know. But I'm like, say, Flav used to come over early in the morning and we just start getting busy, you know, he come over and bring a 40 early in the morning.
Right. That's
you
dope.
know, yeah, you know, like I said, down, you know, and we did that all day long until my mom's got home. 5 o'clock, pew, you know how it is. But
can you give us a time frame about when you and Flav met and was going through this at the time?
Man, we talking, man, I've known Flav ever since I was like 7 years old.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We talk, I'm not going to put my age out there.
No doubt. We know you 34, man. We ain't got to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you know how old Flav is, so shit, you know, I ain't too far behind him.
No doubt, no doubt.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? And like, we spent a lot of time at my crib and Like I said, my mom's to come home. We out now. Now we're in the streets now. You know what I mean? And we used to go do these parks, go to parks and DJ. You know what I'm saying? That's what we used to do. Go to the park, DJ, play records. But this is before the Son of Bazerk stuff. For rap, this is before rap. We weren't rapping. You know, right. We was like trying to remix stuff. You know,
right?
Yeah, we was like more like taking songs and putting a different beat on them, putting the acapella on top, playing the keyboard on it, just changing songs. You know, right. And then the rap started. I was with a group called Townhouse 3.
Right.
Yeah, and we used to be on we used to give our demos to WBAU in Garden City, which it was Shockley Brothers ran a radio show.
Okay.
You know, they had like a radio. I'm not sure I know you're familiar with Shockley Brothers.
Yeah, Hank
Shockley.
Right.
So yeah, they had a radio show they were doing with Chuck D. And I used to come up there and bring my little demos up there that me and Flav used to make in the room. You know, that's what now when rap is starting now. Those demos we would with the keyboard and all that stuff. Now we're starting to rap, starting writing little raps and putting on the beats and taking them to BAU, and where Chuck and Hank and them, Keith and them used to play them on the air. You know, that's kind of like the start. You know, it even started for Flav like that, you know?
Right. Can you take us back? Can you, I didn't mean to cut you off, but can you tell us who the Townhouse 3 consisted of?
Townhouse 3 consisted of me, Pep the Entertainer. His name was Pep, but he got his own thing now. He got a band called himself Pep the Entertainer, you know, and Jawel. It's Pop Smash. He's just signed with Chuck not too long ago. Okay. Pop Smash, you know? But it was us 3. Townhouse 3 was Jawel, myself, and Pep. You know?
Before I cut you off, you were saying something about Flav?
About Flav?
You said you brought Flav. I think I cut you off.
Yeah. I came there one time to do I was doing a demo. I was already working with Keith and them through the radio station, you know? And I brought Flav over there to play the keyboard on one of the songs I wanted to do, right? I bring Flav over there. This is the first time Flav never been to the studio before. He never met Keith. He never met Chuck. He never met no one, you know? He came over there with me and played the keyboard for me. And from that on, he never left. It was like I used to show up and Flav would be there.
Right.
You know, he used to beat me there. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Was these the early developments of Public Enemy? So you were there from day one?
Day one. Yeah.
What do you remember most about that time, seeing Chuck and Flav come up with that creative process to form the group?
It kind of bugged me out because, you know, Flav was trying to do his own thing rapping. You know, he had a song called Claustrophobia Attack, crazy kind of songs, you know. And then he had this squeaky voice, so it was like nobody was really trying to hear him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Nobody was really trying to hear Flav, but you know, but then it tripped me out, man, that Chuck was able to come up with a concept to use flavor. You know what I mean? That tripped me out. Smart thinking. You know, I got to give it to Chuck. You know, Chuck was always that creative guy like that. You know. Throughout the whole DJing process, like I said before, before all the rap, we were DJs. We was on the radio, you know, and being that we had that platform at BAU, it was easy for Chuck to put a demo together. Him and Flavor to put Public Enemy #1 was a pause button demo, done with a pause button, you know. I remember it to this day. Yeah, it was a pause button, and then a little done on a 4-track, a little green 4-track they had. I forget the name of it. It was a small little green 4-track cassette.
Right.
Yeah. Before the whole digital thing started. Yeah, and and they put that demo together, you know, and they playing it on the radio on the BAU. I thought it was cool. Kind of, I could hear all the clicks from the pause button, you know, like, yeah, you know. But then he went and got, like I said, the station started getting well kind of known. Because now you got the original concept coming, Dr. Dre, you know.
Lover. Yeah.
Not that Lover.
Okay.
T-Money.
T-Money, right.
Easy G, they would call the original concept. You know, and they had a radio show. And they came on, I think on the weekends, I believe. I'm not sure. And yeah, and I believe Flavor had a show itself on a Saturday, the Flavortrons. You see what is getting bigger now, you know what I'm saying? Now you got guys like running them, they just hit the scene. Sucker MCs and all that, yeah, you know? And they used to come to the station. They used to like what we were doing, you know? Because we were just playing, we were doing demos. And then, you know, there was a lot of groups came out of BAU, you know? I mean, local groups, right. You know, and Keith was producing them. Keith and Hank was producing the groups, you know, and you know, they put together the names of the groups, you know, like Leaders of the New School, Funky Frank and the Street Force. It was all these different kinds of groups that he had, you know, and we just matter of fact, let me go back a little bit more. Okay, he had a group like the Classy Three. The Dynamite Brothers, you had the Deadly Three, you had Choice Five, you had the Nasty Four. These groups, we were all like out of Hempstead, Westbury, you know, local towns. So everybody started coming to BAU. Now that all this is happening, now we started to get celebrities like Run DMC, they're coming, you know. And you had Grandmaster D from Houdini, he was coming, stopping by. You know, yeah. So a lot of celebrities started coming through there. Right. And that was the beginning. And, you know, and I believe DMC and running them was trying to get Chuck to come to Def Jam. Chuck didn't want, you know, he didn't want nothing to do with that right at that time. Right. You know? Yes.
So after Townhouse 3, where does Son of Bazerk find itself? Are we slowly creating Son of Bazerk, or what happened with the group, and where were you at next?
No, what we're doing, like I said, the Townhouse 3, we kind of broke up a little bit. No, we didn't break up. We didn't go there. We were still together, us three. And I believe Shockley them got a deal. They were getting deals now. Once they signed Public Enemy to Def Jam, they started getting a lot more deals with different labels. And like I said, they had a bunch of group names. You used to walk in the office at the studio. They had a studio on 510 Franklin in Hempstead, you know. And we used to come in there. And Hank used to have a list of groups. Not actual group, but group names. And he was going to fill these names in to make groups. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So there was I came up with the name Son of Bazerk. And one day I came in and that name was on the board. Okay, now that's my group, okay. But what we needed more people in our group. What we did, that's why we came in with Half Pint. You know, I don't know if you're familiar with Half Pint.
Cassandra?
Yeah, Cassandra. Right. Yeah. He became with Cassandra. Hank found Cassandra playing basketball at Centennial Park. Because, you know, Cassandra played ball. And she got a loud mouth. And she got game, too. She nice with it. Yeah, she mad nice with it. You know, she used to, you know, talking crap. And Hank rolled up on her and said, yo, you sound like you can make some records. You know? And he just came and got to put it with us, you know? And we just kind of figured it out, you know?
Right.
Throw the girl in there. You know, and then we had two other guys. We had a DJ called The Band, and we had one other guy named Sandman. You know, right. He was like you know, that's Flavor's cousin. So yeah, so you tell he was kind of, you know, loose like that, like Flavor. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah, they like first cousins shit. So, you know,
You ended up signing with Hank, but you talked about the demos earlier on. Did you shop, and what labels maybe were interested before you guys
No,
went with
you know
solo?
what? That's that. See, the thing about it, I didn't have to. I didn't have to go search for no label. The label was there already. Like I said, I used to walk in the studio and I see the names on the. He already had deals for us already. You know?
Right.
Hold on, man.
Okay. It's all good. We'll give you a tutorial by the end of this, and you'll be a professional.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's looking good right now. Can you take us back to what was so appealing and some of the details about the deal with Soul Records, if any? How many what records was that for? And just the details behind that.
Yo, it was a one album deal. You know, and which at that time it sounded good, you know, but like we came into business not knowing nothing, you know what I mean? We came in not knowing nothing. I know I didn't know shit, you know, and we were just hungry, you know, so we figured we didn't know what was a good deal. You tell me if you tell me we'll give you a 7-album deal, right? Now you thinking 7 albums? I'll be working for a long time, you know? But nah, it didn't work out like that. You know what I'm saying? But I would have been a fool. I would have been a fool to think that I could make 7 albums. You know what I mean? You know, come on, that's crazy. I mean, I could have, but we weren't trying to do all that. You know what I'm saying? So we did the one album. We tried to come back with another album. Got rejected, you know. It was going through this. We was going through this. Matter of fact, we did like 3 albums. We did 3 albums, and
okay, well,
we did 3 albums. The first one we did. The second one we came back after trying to repeat the second, you know, for the second album. That got rejected. So we went back to the drawing board, did another album. That got rejected. So I'm looking at this now. This is more than business. This is more some personal shit going on here. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Let's work our way up to those 2 and 3 albums. I want to go back a little bit. You were with Public Enemy through the Yo Bum Ruster Show, the Texas Nation, Fear of a Black Planet. What did you learn from all of those going into your debut album, watching Chuck and Flav create those albums? What did you take from those sessions and apply to your debut album?
Man, their sessions were private. I wasn't invited to their sessions, man.
Okay.
That shit was private, man. You know, everything was a secret with them dudes, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
Fucking, you know what I'm saying? Everything was a secret, man. I mean, hey, but you know what? When I came in, I used to come in and you know they'll play me stuff, and I would go, oh, ooh, you know. But by that time, the record is done. You know what I mean? Their demos, they're done. Everything. Matter of fact, they wouldn't even let you hear it till pretty much the thing was finished. You know?
Right.
Yeah. So so like I said, their sessions were private.
Right.
You know? Now my sessions were private. They all just come in my sessions. You know? Yeah. Yeah. And all that crap. You know?
Can you take us back to the creative process going into your debut album? Bazerk.
The creative process was like took some of the stuff from Townhouse 3, the early stuff that we did, getting ideas from Chuck, you know, and you know now we're a team now. Jawel, Pop Smash is a hell of a writer. Yeah, he's a hell of a writer. In fact, when we was at Townhouse 3, he was writing mostly everything.
Okay.
You know, concepts, everything. Pep the Entertainer, he's another great writer. You know, I was only pretty much not the writer guy because I was, like I said, I was a DJ. I happened to get inside this group because one of the members left. You know, there were three guys. His name was Walter, Mr. Snow. Mr. Snow stepped off and went to college. So left the space open for me, but I was their DJ. I was the DJ for the Townhouse 3.
Okay.
Okay. They still wanted to be the Townhouse 3. I just stepped in. My no rhyming ass, you know. I just stepped up in there, but through the years, I just, you know, my pen game got a little better, you know. I try to concentrate on that a little more than the DJing.
Right.
You know? Yeah. And then I was able to see a check, too. So, you know, that was definitely enough motivation for me.
Right.
Yeah.
You said everybody was coming to the sessions. Can you describe what was those sessions like creating that album?
Snap sessions. Snap sessions, snap, snap, snap. Snap, snap, snaps. That's what it was. You know? And, you know, Flav used to come in my sessions, and I'm telling you, like I said, everything was snaps, snaps. You know, we ate good, you know, and, you know, we smoked our little weed and drink our beers and shit, you know what I'm saying? But like I still say snap, snap, snaps. Those were good times, though. Real good times, man. Yeah. Right. I had a great time. I have to say when I was that whole thing, when I was making those records, it was great. Yeah.
So, you were working with the Bomb Squad at the time. They were coming off the success of Fear of a Black Planet and America's Most Wanted. What was that chemistry like working with those as producers, Bomb Squad?
I didn't really get to work with them. What I did was I delivered a bunch of records. Like I said, I was a DJ, and I had records, crates and crates of records. So if you notice, a lot of the songs Public Enemy, they load a lot of samples, a lot of different records, a lot of from my records, you know?
Right.
I pretty much donated my whole 10 crates over to them. I didn't donate, I let them borrow. Next time I came over there, they had my records on the shelf. You know what I'm saying? My records on the shelf with right. Their label on it and all. I'm like, wait a minute, these are my records. What are you doing?
Right.
So they pretty much jacked me for my records. You know? But I jacked them back later on, though.
No doubt.
I jacked them back later on, man.